We're just shooting over to see young Scott Warrender. He's a bit of a icon of a fisherman out these ways, and I hear that he's just popped over to his dad's. He's caught a big snapper yesterday, I think just under 15 pound, and we thought we'd go over and take a look at it and have a bit of a chat to Scotty and his dad. Seems to be catching quite a lot of rather large snapper on this harbour, so he's got a bit of a reputation, so hopefully we can get a few tips off him and perhaps talk about his tackle and basically how he does it.
Right.
Scotty Warrender.
$6 million man.
Oh, you got a bloody big snapper yesterday on the harbour again?
Oh, what, aren't you?
Yeah. Just called over to see if you'd like to give us a bit of information or a few secrets or a few tips. Let's go and have a look at the fish.
You were going to have a look at the fish, eh?
Yeah, that's the best bet.
We'll go have a look around the back.
That's a good snapper, isn't it? We'll probably get a few photos while you got it out. And that's the only biggest one you got, or you?
That's the biggest we got. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
just one fish.
So what did you get on the day?
We got Aaron got 4 smaller snapper, and 2 gurnard. That was it.
2 gurnard. Yeah.
We're on the water for 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah. So it was a long day, but it was worth the effort. And
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best conditions. A very small tide.
Yeah.
And with southeast wind.
Yeah.
But getting out after lockdown was the and getting a bit of mental health.
Yeah.
That was paramount. So
that's awesome.
Just a bonus.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get it out. I'll get the other camera out and we'll get it set up and we'll get try and get a few shots with it. Sweet.
The southern outdoors. The southern outdoors.
Pretty good. Right, so tell me, Scotty, you've just called up here to your dad's with that. What exact size was it?
With 6.63 kilos, 14.5 pound.
14.5 pound. So you've come up to your dad, Barry, your dad's, to get it all smoked up, ready for.
He's the chief smoker at our feed out Manukau away now.
Yeah.
People would really enjoy his fish. He's got a good method of smoking fish. So
yeah.
Only one place you can take fish.
Oh, exactly.
Right,
I hear Barry's a bit of a legend with his smoking over the years. I've heard a lot of reports that it's pretty bang on. Yeah. So where's the fish? You're going to send it into work again like you normally do?
No, seeing as we've had all this lockdown, Dad's going to take half of it. He's going to have a bit of a feed and he's probably going to freeze some down later on for smoked fish, white sauce, carry on.
Oh yeah.
So, and the other half I haven't actually decided. I'll probably give it away to somebody else, but I'll probably take a bit off myself. Or don't mind a bit of smoked snapper and white sauce. Beautiful.
Oh, nice. So you're pretty happy getting out after. When was the last time you went out fishing?
Last time I went out fishing, I didn't even go out fishing. Was the Fish and Chicks competition, and we just went out and baited hooks and took fish off the hooks for the girls for their competition. Yeah. I think that was the last time I was actually out. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was good to get out. Not that the forecast was really good. It was southeast wind. I don't really like a southeast wind. Most people will tell you that. And also a very small tide, Manukau 3.4 from only Hunga. I don't like this really small tides because there's not a lot of current, which means there's not a lot of oxygen in the water, which means that the fish sort of slow down the bite. I prefer a 3.8, 3.9 metre tide. It's just sort of right, it's not too big. If it's too big, you really struggle to fish the deeper channels in the Manukau. You need 18 ounces of lead and probably even more just to hold the bottom. There's no fun in that. So yeah, 3.8, 3.9 metre tides.
Yeah.
Spot on for me.
Scotty, you mentioned before about you seem to be pretty consistent with catching these big snapper in the harbour. Is there any could you give us a sort of I mean, you've given us an account of the tides that you like. Tackle, what sort of rigs do you sort of normally use for these bigger snapper?
Well, I've caught them on both ledger rigs and straight line rigs. The one I got yesterday was on a straight line rig, just basically a 10 barrow circle hook, and probably I think it's about 2 ounce ball sinker on top of that, running right on top of the hook. And with that, I just had a half a bullet tuner, and just hooked straight through the eye, just flicked back. I had on the old school Shimano bait runner 4500, and just left that in the rod holder, and I could just hear it clicking off, and then all of a sudden all hell broke loose and she went for a big run. So I struck, put into gear, and yeah, I didn't actually even think it was a snap, to be honest. On this particular reel I've got, I'm fishing mono, which I don't usually use. I usually use braid all my outfits. I only use mono for game fishing, and it didn't fight like a snapper. It actually went for a big run under the boat, and then it took off out, and I'm thinking it hasn't got the characteristic head nods of a snapper, but just thinking about it today, driving up here, I'm thinking, well, I'm fishing with mono in about 23 metres of water. The stretch of mono probably absorbed some of those shocks, and that's probably what confused me, because I haven't fished with mono for so long.
Yeah,
it's always been great, so yeah.
So you like the mono, or?
Well, I liked it yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but yeah, I was actually thinking I'll probably top shot that reel with a bit of braid, probably 10 kilo braid, 100 metres on top of it, but. I do use that reel also for surf casting as well, so I don't like to surf cast with braid because you rip your bloody fingers off.
Yes.
Casting, but even just a spare spool, and I can mix and match as I please.
Yeah. So it's a sort of a general all-round rod and reel for you.
Yeah. I've had the rod and reel for about 10 years. I think I bought it off Trade Me quite a while ago, and so it was second hand. But yeah, very nice outfit to use. About 48 kg Taipan. Spin rod.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty reasonably priced too.
Yeah. These days you can pick them up quite cheap. I mean, they've got the newer bait runners out, of course, and they're probably a little bit better. But that's the concepts of the bait runners still there. So yeah. Yeah,
and I seem to hear on your Facebook page that you've tagged DKM Fishing. What's that got to do with DKM Fishing? I understand there's...
The DKM's our local tackle and bait shop down in Waiku here. Daniel's a personal friend of mine as well, and I always like to go in there and pick up my supplies from there and have a bit of a chit chat, and being a small town as well, you always run into somebody there, so you have a bit of a catch up, a bit of a talk, and you get a bit of information about what's going on in the harbour and out the coast there. So yeah.
So you like to keep it local. Definitely these days we need to support New Zealand.
I mean, DKM's been a major sponsor for the County Sport Fishing Club and also the Manukau Boating Club out here for quite some time, and so you got to pay it back.
Yes. Now DKM Daniel made up some Berley bombs.
Yeah, he's got the salty dog Berley bombs in the store there. We just got the I think it was just a complete fish one, but he's got different styles in there, killer and mussel and salmon Berley and all sorts. He's got a good range of bait and Berley in there. So yeah.
So what would you specifically recommend one?
Usually for the Manukau, I'd prefer a mussel and kinner based one, not so much a fishy one. The fishy one would tend to attract sharks, whereas the kinner and mussel sort of more attracts a snapper. I find. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So you had a good day. It was just you and Aaron out there.
Just me and Aaron, yeah.
Many boats out?
Yeah, quite a few boats. I've seen more boats on the harbour, but it was actually very nice out, very pleasant out there. So yeah, I at one stage there I probably counted maybe 20, 25 boats out there. Yeah. Not very close, but all scattered around the harbour. So nice day out there.
Oh, that's good. It was quite surprising because I thought it would have been bedlam out there on the Saturday because of the opening up of the fishing again.
Well, we launched from Titara and we thought, it's probably going to be mayhem down there. But when we got down there was probably, I think there was maybe 2 boats ahead of us, and they pretty much already launched, and there would have been a good couple of dozen trails in the car park. So we launched our Bass 8, which is Gentleman's Hours.
Yeah.
So everyone else had gone out a bit earlier, but we worked the top of or the bottom of the tide yesterday. So we launch when we can get out there, and so we don't have to muck around out there. We can go out there just for a couple of hours each side of the tide and come home again.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Is there any, obviously there's, we're all keen on getting young fishermen out there into the sport, and you've got the Manukau Harbour Fishing Facebook page,
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
which you can always get on there and get a bit of information and tips. You know, I think in the future it's quite a good page to actually start following, because maybe there'll be some more tips coming up and different ways of how you fishing, and just keep a little bit more in touch with you in regards to the quality fish that you're actually catching.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I started up the Manukau Harbour Fishing Facebook page, we've also got my good mate Mike Parker, Smudge.
Yes.
He's I brought him on board because he's a bit of a fishing journalist, correspondent. He used to write for New Zealand Fishing World magazine, and he writes quite a few articles in local papers for fishing reports and stuff like that. And he writes a regular column about fishing in the Manukau and the West Coast. So when he writes that up, he links it to the Facebook page. So there's a weekly update anyway.
Yes.
And he was the ex-president of the County Sport Fishing Club, and he knows quite a few people. So he's got fingers all over the community. So he picks up all the information. He passes it on, and that's a good thing about being a fisherman. You pass on that information. You do a bit of sharing, but you also got to keep a couple of secrets.
Yeah. So that's the fishingnet.nz.
He's on that, yes, but that's the Facebook page he contributes to.
Oh, right, okay.
And New Zealand Fishing World magazine as well, the online version of it.
Yeah. So the fishing is going to be good this time of the year?
This is the best time for fishing for snapper I've found. Always from April right up till June. I've caught big snapper in the harbour right up into August. The lack of boats on the water in the last past 5-6 weeks, and the fact that we haven't had any rain either is all contributes to good fishing out there at the moment. I mean, I don't think it can really go wrong at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Scotty. Well, thanks very much for the bit of intel, and congratulations on your next big fish.
Right,
yeah, and
it's the fifth biggest fish I've caught in Manukau Harbour, so I've caught bigger.
Yeah.
I've got still good fish.
Few photos over the years of both you and your father with some nice Manukau snapper. I think the last one was Barry's 20-pounder.
Yes,
which
indeed,
which did the 20-pound club.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It seems to be in the family, and it's always guys like you that inspire and motivate other fishermen to get out there and go and do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, mate. Cheers.
No worries.
The Southern Outdoors. The Southern Outdoors.